If you thought yesterday's war headlines were the peak of chaos, buckle up. Today they read like a Bond villain's playbook. From threats to flatten Kaliningrad to banks printing money like it's confetti. Yesterday was a global meltdown. This is Ranger Rick with Deadeye Dispatch, where the crosshairs meet the headlines. General Donahue didn't whisper threats. He announced NATO's plan to neutralize and occupy Kaliningrad in mere hours if Russia so much as blinked wrong. That Baltic exclave went from strategic outpost to frontline piñata, shaking every Kremlin checker piece. When deterrence sounds like demolition, you know diplomacy just got a makeover. If that doesn't rattle your morning coffee, consider Moscow's economy. Banks begging for emergency bailouts while the central bank printed 15 trillion rubles faster than you can say hyperinflation. Your paycheck now reads like monopoly money, and grocery runs feel like bidding wars. When your currency collapses faster than your internet signal, you know the state printer got a turbo boost. Meanwhile, Syria's interim government turned tribal militias loose on Druze villages in Sweida, treating centuries-old communities like tactical game boards. Looting, reprisals, and rumors of President Galani packing his bags left Damascus looking like a half-collapsed theater set. When your leader's rumored to be ghosting the capital, you know the whole stage is about to implode. Whispers of Israeli boots on the ground in Syria are growing louder as precision strikes on regime targets become the unofficial spectator sport. When your neighbors start marking your bunker locations on satellite feeds, you realize real estate disputes can be deadlier than you thought. Back in Ukraine, long-range missiles carved up a chemical plant near Tula, sending storage tanks sky-high in a single volley. Beachgoers texted "evacuate" with seconds to spare. Summer vacation rebranded as survival drill. When your seaside retreat doubles as a demolition site, you know someone oversold the hospitality. Ukrainian UAV swarms didn't stop there. Logistics hubs turned into charred footprints, and ammo convoys got ambushed like drunken frat parties on wheels. When your city's morning commute is photobombed by explosive payloads, you know UAVs have upgraded from hobbyist toys to backyard terror. NATO's Suwalki Gap corridor saw troop deployments that looked less like defense and more like an armored snail race. Tanks, infantry, and jets packed shoulder to shoulder. That 60-mile strip linking Poland to the Baltics is now the VIP lane for potential World War III. When your supply line depends on a single highway, every pothole feels like a plot twist. Iran's Revolutionary Guards took center stage, launching mid-range ballistic missiles over the Gulf of Oman in full slow-mo. Those rods of doom streak past oil tankers with enough flair to win a blockbuster audition. When your neighbor's missile test doubles as a movie trailer, popcorn just won't do. Proxy chaos in Syria and Yemen turned up the heat. Rocket salvos flying between Iranian-backed militias and coalition forces like a deadly pinball game. Local towns dodged ordnance like diffusing birthday balloons. When your neighborhood gets 4-star fire support, collateral damage becomes dark humor. On the tactical nuke front, talk of mini-bombs on battlefields surfaced like forbidden fruit. Analysts warned that small nukes are scarier than big ones, thanks to loose command and control. When nuclear options include tactical, you know chessboards have deadly wildcards. None of this matters if you can't pay your ammo bills. War economics hit hard. Russia's factories sputter, skilled labor leaps ship, and munitions dwindle faster than casualties in a propaganda reel. Ukraine's plants run overtime, churning out shells like a fire hose of havoc. When each round costs more than your car payment, you know the real war is fought in spreadsheets. Draft dodger panic and war memes aren't just background noise. Hosts fielded personal tales from would-be conscripts and dished on the best war songs, proving morale is a battlefield of its own. When your super chat strategists debate wartime culture, you realize the war for hearts and minds is live-streamed. Channel engagement peaked at 16,000 live viewers, turning passive watchers into instant commentators on strategy, history, and draft woes. When news breaks on a live stream with Q&A, you know the future of war reporting just got turbocharged. Strategic geography sealed the deal. Kaliningrad and the Suwalki Gap aren't just names on a map. They're choke points with a fuse. A single misstep can flip supply lines and ignite front lines. When terrain dictates tactics, you know topographical maps become survival guides. Put all that together and yesterday wasn't random chaos. It was a brutal masterclass in escalation. Threats, bailouts, tribal sieges, chemical plant vaporization, drone ambushes, armored parades, cinematic missile tests, proxy firefights, tactical nuke whispers, economic collapse, conscription dramas, and live stream spectacles. Every note sharper than the last. This is Ranger Rick with Deadeye Dispatch. If you want cable news, turn on the boob tube. If you want truth, firepower, and fallout, you're in the right place. Subscribe for world news and geo-conflict updates with zero fluff and no political spin. Stay sharp, stay savage, and stay locked in.